Very good morning. So, I have just posted a fellow YouTuber who's asking a very important question. Ian Smith is on 4,000 subscribers. So he's a little bit ahead of me. Now, he's on about our team, our club, our manager, and other things, and everything is related to our club, Newcastle United. Now, I'm just going to turn that there. Yeah, there we go. So, there is one person in the chat at this moment in time, and this live is completely about our club. And at the weekend, I believe it's Sunday, we travel down to London to take on Arsenal for the fourth time this season. And they didn't have a good game when they played Liverpool. I thought the champions would have won. It didn't happen. It was a 2-2. These things happen in football. Very good morning. So, what I want to talk about is this, right? In my time supporting our club and how things have changed. St James's Park has well changed from what used to be when you went to St James's Park, whether you were in the Leazes end or whether you were in the Gallagher end, sitting waiting for the match, and you had turnstiles, you had these white things which you'd lean on at the time. And there's been so many changes at Newcastle United, it's unbelievable. But it is there. And those who have been to St James's many, many times, they'll have seen all of the changes. We did a rebuild when Keegan was here as manager. He was also a player, and he was damn good. And like I said in the other live video, where what I want to see is not just Newcastle United back in Europe in the Champions League. No, I go beyond that. I said this a few times where our home is St James's Park. And it is one of the places in the United Kingdom where during games you go through mixed emotions. And I've been to St James's Park on a few occasions where, you know the saying, big men don't cry. Yeah, I have. Because we have been chasing something. And because we have been chasing something, we've got that. We've been up and down in our time as a club, promoted from the Championship into the Premier League, and then we've had really bad times under a guy who was a billionaire at the time. and all he wanted was free advertising, and it was everywhere. I mean, it was everywhere. We all thought when that happened, when he came in, we all thought, yes, we're going to do like what Chelsea did. Didn't happen. But our club has moved forward in a massive, huge way. Now, that's a lot to take in, the history of our club. Recently, we ended a drought. And it was a long drought. I'm 58 years old, and the drought is even longer than I have been alive. But that drought is now over. But think about this. Like I said in other lives, I'm going live because this is having issues. You can't expand the memory inside it, which you can do, well, you could do with some other phones. Any plans to see the horses? No. I've just been trying different stuff. And one of the things I've been trying, so-called Geordie, is this. If you can get enough people to come see a page on Facebook, if you get to 2,000, 3,000, that sort of figure, which is way higher than my subscribers right here. I am on 1,212 as of half an hour ago. Simply not enough. And like I say, with Facebook, yeah, yesterday I was doing something there and it kind of shook the ground below my feet. So, good morning. You can't simply delete storage to make space. Very true. I did try though. And this is the problem. This is why more and more and more going live. Now, as I was saying right at the start, Ian Smith, a fellow YouTube channel, has just done a video where he's talking about us going forward, our club. He thinks second is achievable. I said at the beginning of August last year, third. Third is an improvement on fourth. That's what I said. I'm sticking by it. Misread. You can just delete. Okay. Well, I'll have a look at that. One of the things I want to be able to see with our club moving forward, we have Sir Bobby Robson. We have the greatest striker in Premier League history. We have Wojaki. Here's what I want to see from Newcastle United. We have had players who are extremely gifted. One of them, local, Paul Gascoigne. Yeah. another Peter, the wizard, Beardsley. And I want Eddie Howe also to get a statue. And there's a reason why I want all of these people to get a statue. That simple reason. And I hope you agree. Lots of people travel to Newcastle on business, but they also travel there on pleasure for our nightlife. I don't know if Newcastle is still top 5. There's a lot of things happened since I moved. Where will you be putting all these statues, Paul? St. James's Park? Or we still don't know. Are we staying? Or are we moving? Nobody knows. I don't even think the Newcastle United Supporters Trust knows. It's like it's the biggest secret. Strange. You know, I mean, look at it this way. Yeah. We are on the 14th day of May. What was the remit from the club? What was the remit? It was early 2025. What does the club think early means? I mean, we are 2 games from no more football. Every footballer, the manager, the training staff, everyone goes on holiday. Did you know, right? In all of my life, I've never had a holiday. I've said to people, what do you do? And they've they've turned around and went, you what? What do you mean? What do you do on holiday? Baffled them. In 11 years driving a bus, nope, never once a holiday. I went to see family a couple of days, came back home, never ever been on holiday. Right, what we got? You should know projects like this get delayed. You have delayed your apps. Yeah, well, do you know the thing is with the apps? I'll cover that tonight at 7 p.m. Okay? This whole entire live is Newcastle United, which is why I'm wearing my shirt. This shirt's going to be put into a frame forever. Because the new shirt, well, not the brand new one, last season's shirt, 24-25. I'm going to get that, and then I'm going to wear that when I'm doing videos. Now, because this video is just Newcastle United, there's been a lot of stuff, yeah, that's going to be happening right here. This morning, bang. These statues, yeah, players who have excited us fans, who have got us off our seats at St. James's Park. There has been so many gifted players who've gone through our club. And, you know, like I said to Ian when I posted to Facebook earlier, Sir Bobby Robson, his knighthood, and we are moving forward, which is what I want. But as I just said to you, moments ago, are we staying at St James's? Because if we are, those statues go right the way around, so that when people visit Newcastle upon Tyne, they're going to be magnetically drawn to St James's. And they're going to pick their phone out their pocket, stand in front of Shearer, Sir Bobby, or Jackie, and others, and go, there's a picture, and then send it to wherever they're going to send it to. Family, friends, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Seeking You, and other places. And that's my point. Draw people in, and this is going to raise our profile. And one of the plus points of raising our profile is this: sponsorship by companies that are billion-pound companies. Turn around and say, we want a little bit of the action up in the northeast of England. And that, we get, 25 million for the sealer, which is on the front of our shirts. Right. So-called Geordie. It's one of your biggest decisions the club has made in decades. You don't want to announce that in the middle of a season when we're in a fight. I get what you're saying, so-called Geordie. I do get what you're saying. But instead of just like there being tell us, why didn't the club turn around and say, moment we know whether we are in the 25-26 UEFA Champions League, we're going to tell you. Wouldn't that be better? And do you know one thing I really, really want to see? I'm praying for this. I've heard, daft figures banded around. Those daft figures are, we're going to have a transfer budget of 100, 150. Now, in my live the other day, 350 million. Yes, you're probably going to turn around and say, you're living in cloud cuckoo land and all the rest of it. Our club has to say to our best, Alexander Isak, Harvey Barnes, Anthony Gordon, Bruno, and other key star players. When the season's finished, here to tell you this, kidder, you're going nowhere. You want a pay increase? You've earned it. We're in the Champions League. You've earned it. That's what I want to say. Right, what we got here? That's not how it works, Paul. Why not? Why not? You know, take every season, yeah? Every single season since we came up from the Championship, we know 52,000 up to 300 seats are filled. And we also know, since Eddie Howe has become our manager, there is another 30, if you believe the reports, there's another 30,000 wanting to get in. So you got to look at it this way, right? There's been a lot of speculation about Leazes Terrace. Yeah? 50 years old. Why not write a new history? Which is one of my playlists. Write a new history. Moving forward. See, my vision for Newcastle United isn't to move. No. My vision for Newcastle United is all sides of St James's Park are identical. If that means you move Leazes Terrace, the buildings, you do it. You hire the best construction company. You've got the money. You hire the best to turn around and say, there's a plot of land being bought, everything what you see in front of you, carefully bring it down and then rebuild it there. That would give like that the thing which was in the Evening Chronicle. Is it trying to think of the name of the team? Is it Borussia Dortmund, who have the gigantic yellow wall in Europe? Think about it. A lower Gallagher and a massive upper. Yeah? So, and then from that upper bit, go all the way around. That, the vision of that is simply outstanding. Think of the noise. Going to a match like several years down the line, think of going to a match with that vision. So as you go into the stadium and you've had a quick pint or a quick half, and you think, right, where's my seat? Yeah, like I normally do when I go to St James's Park. Where's my seat? Yeah, and then you go in, and the volume just like is deafening, and that's before a blooming ball's being kicked. That's what I want for Newcastle United. Now, with one of the things I'm going to talk at 7 o'clock at night, it covers the same subject, just in a littler phase. It's probably about 10, 11 minutes, but that's at 7 o'clock at night. And these statues, which I've spoken about, Yeah. Them, and then say to our players, especially to Eddie and Jason Tyndall and the rest, thank you for making sure we, as a club, are back in the Champions League. Then, you know, you have, like, see, your Mark Gahey. What's the other kid? What's the other kid called? Is it Henson? He's down on the south coast. Believe it's Bournemouth. Him. So that we got Sven Botman and we got cover. Yeah? We have cover so that we can do what another really famous team does. The second half of Manchester. Because why I say the second half is because a friend of mine, she supports the red half, and they have won more Premier League titles than anybody. This other part of Manchester, they have Team A and they've got Team B. And both of those are going to give you the game of your life, whether you like it or not. Why? Because they can do what they want without impunity. Yeah, the Premier League will chase and, you know, spout this and spout that and the other. That's true. But still do it. Think about it. 4 titles. Premier League. Now, look, here's another thing, right? And this relates to the Carabao Cup, which is ours. For a season. Yeah. Many of us couldn't get to Wembley. Correct? It was the lucky few who got there. The Premier League title, well, that's a different ball game. That is when you have, like what Liverpool did this season, you have amassed enough points, no one can overtake you. And that is presented at your stadium. Now, tickets, extremely hard to get. Right, what we got here? Well, here's the thing, right? Yes, you're talking about my ability. I can talk for fun. I can talk for ages and ages, and the passion of Newcastle United. Looking at the screen, yeah, okay, no one's perfect. Now, good morning, Benny. Now, here's the thing, right? Everything I've spoken about so far. When we're talking about if we're going to move up the road to not the Leisure Park, just beyond it, towards Fenham Barracks. Just a field. That's all it is. Just a field. Yeah. If we move into there, what I want to see is 2 complete rings. First ring from the pitch, the first ring, 20, 25 foot from pitch level. That ring, that's executive boxes. The next ring of executive boxes, maybe 30 feet higher, just for your corporate, etc. Paul, the whole point of a live is engaging. Yeah, but when I'm talking about Newcastle United, I kind of get excited, especially with what's going on. And the hope is, as we go towards a brand new season, is doing collaboration with other YouTube channels, pulling them in on mine, I go on theirs. And www.Geordie Nation, massive part of that. So I'm going to be talking about that 7 p.m. I'm live again, 7 p.m. Last night, super bad migraine, and something really bizarre happened. But yeah, this morning is Newcastle United going forward. What I, as a supporter, what I want. So if we are moving to a brand new stadium, 2 rings. So one ring is here, just above the pitch, like I'd say 5 foot in height above where the goal is. The Gallagher End version in the new stadium, and the Leazes End in the other side. And then the next one, 30 foot higher. And then we might even have a level 8. Who knows? Right. Keith, what we got? What players do you think we should sign? Right. I could get this wrong. I tried to explain it before. I think he's called Henson or something like that. Bournemouth player. He's a defender. Mark Gahey, another. Crystal Palace, Brian Mbeumo. I hope that's his pronunciation. I hope it is. What's he called, man? Jonathan Davids of I think he's in the French league. So, right. Joelinton. Oh, right. He's linked with Madrid. Gordon Bennett. That's a huge team. Got huge pulling power with Real Madrid. Wow. Or are you talking about the Athletic Madrid? Or is it Real Madrid? Which one? Because there's 2. Who else? Matty Renton was talking yesterday, and I don't want this to happen. He's talking about a possible swap for a kid called Ramsey. I think it was Joe Willock going out and Ramsey coming in. And there was also talk of apparently Pep at City wants Tino Livramento. I hope we keep him. Hope. Real Madrid. Got you. But it does seem gifted. What I would like to see is this. We all know Anthony Gordon is very fast down the wing. I want that down both wings. Now, we got Jacob Murphy on the right side, and we got Harvey Barnes, and we also have Anthony Gordon. So we have backup for left side, because we've got two players who can play down the same wing. So for the right wing would be Brian from Crystal Palace. And I think it is Crystal Palace, isn't it? That he plays for. Sure it is. Anyway, yes. One of the fellow YouTube channels was talking about that. I think it was either Matty Renton of Magpie Channel TV, or it was Rubenstein. Another channel I've watched is also young Adam Pearson. Brilliant kid. Who was in the lead until Eddie H just went straight past him. I think Eddie's on either 66 or 64,000 subscribers. Well done. Absolutely well done. But yeah, I just want in this next season coming up, defend the Carabao Cup and then be cheeky with the FA Cup. Really, really cheeky. All right, what we got here? There's no... hey, Paul, how we doing, mate? There is a lead. And there has been a lead for quite some time. You see, there were Adam Pearson and Steve Wraith were neck and neck. And then Adam slowly pulled away. Steve Wraith is still around about 52 to 53,000 subscribers. So yeah, there is. And the one thing I would say to you, Paul, is this. Yeah. There's been a few times tried to come and speak to you. You just weren't there. Peter was there. John was there. And a few others. But yeah. Yeah, we are all different. We all have different ways of putting across Newcastle United. Yeah, we do. And hopefully, as we come forward to our brand new season, the hope is we can all bask in something exceptional. Right, what we got here? Morning. So, yeah. So, what I want to see, our wage structure. We all know that other teams pay gigantic wages. That's got to change. So that when these other clubs come in for the likes of Alexander Isak, Anthony Gordon, Sandro, to name just a few, they turn around and go, not interested. Happy where I am. Because we have a project that's just fantastic. And if we can, next season, defend the Carabao Cup and then say to the Carabao, not the FA Cup, if we can say to the FA Cup, yeah, we're going to take that too. However, is that an improvement or not? Right, Tyne say life. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. You see, when I spoke to him outside of the strawberry, we were chatting about the history. We all have to remember it's not just what's here and now. There's other things too. You know, you went down to just off St James's Boulevard, down towards the old wall, and he was doing a video down there about a long, long time ago, and he embraces it. He still covers what club, but he's pushing out into different areas, which you all know I've done the same. Music and more. It's because our club, we all love it. Every single one of us. We all love our club. Some of us, not everybody, but some of us have gone just that extra mile and went and branded ourselves. Yeah? Tattoo, leg, back, chest, shoulder, you know. We've done that because when we are out and about somewhere else in the world, maybe we're on holiday, people will see our branding and they may, hey up mate, you had a wicked game. It starts a connection with somebody brand new. And that's got to be positive. Right, what we got here? What do you think? Clickbait. Rory Jennings, pure, unadulterated clickbait. That's all it was. I mean, I watched Paul and I shared Paul. I shared him across pages, and in that post that I shared of his video talking about Rory, in every post, not only was his channel highlighted, no, I went a bit further than that. I highlighted his name as well. And there's a reason why I did that. A very good reason. What else have we got here? Yeah, I mean, Rory Jennings, apparently, according to Matty Renton of Magpie Channel TV, apparently is an actor. Did not know that. He was in EastEnders for a little bit. And he hooked up with Brian from True Geordie to do the kickoff. And now he's got, I think it's called a club, but it was pure, unadulterated clickbait. It was to get you riled up, fired up, so you'd shout his name at the camera. Because here's the thing, yeah? All of us on YouTube, every single one of us, we want to be on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and every form of social media. Now, if you are talking about somebody from a different club, yeah, a supporter, a YouTube channel, what are you doing? You're giving them oxygen. Why do you think I never spoke about Rory? I watch him when he's talking to the kids from Manchester United, the other guy from another club. Yeah, I watch it. I've watched his when he did the kickoff when they were all round the table, and there were some of the arguments. Man, they were heated, but Brian would calm them down. Otherwise, it'd be a scrap in the studio. And somehow, Rory got big, massive sponsorship. Yeah. So what we got here? It was clickbait, mate. Because look at it this way, right? Every time Newcastle United is on television, whether it's in the summer, stopping down the rain, or a weird weather system has come off the North Sea and smacked clean into Newcastle, you got snow and blizzards, you still have fans who go to St James's Park and they take that off. And he knew that it would rile people up. He knew it. So, I mean, I respect your opinion, Paul. I do. You know, I've spoken to you a few times in the east corner of St James's, just opposite the Strawberry. I respect what you're saying. But what I'm saying to you is the bigger picture. If you are like shouting and bawling, your blood pressure's rising because what he said, yeah, about, you know, like somebody said it yesterday, Matty Renton had turned around and says, Chelsea, yeah, and looking at the camera, looking at the Chelsea like supporters at a football game, they're all dressed in blue. Of course they are. That's the colours of Chelsea. Do you know what I mean? And he picked that other lad, you know, the one with the beard, Manchester United, picked him, and obviously they're going to be wearing red. But yeah, pure clickbait. And I respect what you're saying, Paul. I respect it all the time, which is why since our takeover time, I'd come in and I'd share you. I do the same with Barry as well. I do the same with John and Peter. Same thing. Everyone gets the same treatment. Well, here's the thing, right? I've been going to St James's Park donkey's years. William McFall time through to now. Eddie Hall. Eddie Howe. Eddie Hall. But here's the thing. I'm proud. I'm proud to wear the brand. And a lot of my friends, as he said in that little tiny clip, there are people in London where Chelsea come from that are just as big. Because he mentioned like XXXL, and you know, he emphasized all that sort of stuff. There are large people across the United Kingdom. You know, it's true. Well, this old shirt, this one with Fun 88, is going to be put in a frame when I get the new one. And the idea, I've changed it because I was going to get the new this season, what we're playing in now, and the pro version, but I've changed that because it's like 110 quid or something for the proper version. And I can't really turn around and say that's realistic. Get the current one. What we got? Alpha Kenny, you should get Rory Jennings on your channel and have a word. Why? He is not going to come and speak to the tiniest YouTube channel in existence. He's just not going to do that. And, you know, that's just how it is. I mean, I struggle, but it is what it is. Donkey says, how can you afford to go to games now? A sacrifice. Simple. That's, if you can't afford to do something, something has to go for you to get that. I've done the same thing all my life. If I want to go to a game, cut something out. And then once I've got the ticket, I go hoping, praying we win. And one of the things I will say to you all is this, right? When I go to St. James's Park and somebody asks me, what's going to happen today? I want one thing more than anything else. 3 points. I don't care how the team gets it. Just get 3 points. If we, I want it the last game of the season, Everton. I want Newcastle United, because we're going to bring the trophy out. I want our team to turn around and have a party. Like a training ground. Goals flying in. That's what I want. We just got to get past Arsenal to get there. The pro shirt are pointless. The authentic ones are the ones... Yeah, you're quite right. Yeah. That's why I'll just have the sealer one. And 1 second. Hello, Mark. Hold on, I'm going to put the mic on.
Okay.
Right. Carry on.
Yeah, so I just want to apologise the other day for basically stressing out. I don't know what happened. I just
Mark, you're under pressure, man. You're under pressure. You're under pressure because, I mean, I've got a meeting 27th because of the stress from job centre.
Yeah.
And because there's nobody around, nobody to vent it on, I just pick up Black Beauty and I'll thrash it. But
I've been mine on the fucking gym, to be honest with you. I think I've done the fucking recovering as well about too much.
Got you. Yeah, well, do you know, if you hadn't told me about the rotary cuff, hell's bells, I wouldn't have known. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you just got to rest now, basically. Well, I would have rest mine now. I would have spent less time on my arms than I do.
What Mike said to me, right, Mike's the physiotherapist. what he said to me was, you can have, like, it sounds stupid, but you can have a small incision where the rotary cuff is. They stick a little hoover into you, suck out the crap, stitch you back up, and then you're at like physiotherapist for 6 sessions, and then you're back to normal.
Oh, you ain't normal anyway, to be honest with you.
But no, I mean,
normal. What is normal? What is normal?
Yeah, well, I've got, what is it? It's a 14th a day, so it's like 6 days, and then no, so I've got 12 days to go, and I think the that thing that you got is for the pipe.
The what?
You know that 4-in-1 that you got is with the 4 flavors.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna have to go back to that because I'm on bare bones at the moment.
You're on what?
Bare bones. That's why I'm speaking to James on the 27th. Yeah. Well, I had £3 in the bank yesterday. I've got 70 pence new.
Well, I fucking got to work. I'm on minimum wage. I can survive. It's fucking you see.
But like I say, I mean, we subscribe. What?
It's hard at the end of the day. The job is fucking hard.
It's hard and brutal, mate. Hard and brutal. But like I say,
but at the end of the day, you have to basically get out of that sort of like situation.
Yeah, well, my subscribers have jumped, and I'm looking at new beaten last month.
Yeah, but it's not about that though, is it? It's not about your subscribers and stuff like that at the end of the day, because basically what you're getting from YouTube, that's pittance, to be honest with you.
True. Yeah, is.
It's not going to pay you bills.
Well, it is, because like I say, everything went out on the bills this month. That included council tax.
Well, it's April, May, and it's going to be us, isn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, don't worry about, like, when you blow off steam. Don't worry about it. When you've got to start worrying, Mark, is when I cut the call. Because if I cut the call, things have got where I'm going to chuck my phone at the brick wall. Do you know what I mean? And I wouldn't.
I'm going to go because I've got shit to do now. I'm just like, well.
Okay. See you in a bit.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Right, I'm back. Oh, man. So, where were we? We're, yeah. Yeah, you are kind of right. I mean, there are large channels. I watch Matt Armstrong he's just not far from where I am, and he fixes busted up cars, and he's now got nearly 4 million subscribers. Right. Dummy Boob, hi Paul. Who do you think will finish in the top 8 next season? Well, Newcastle United will finish well inside the top 8. Liverpool, City, Chelsea, Aston Villa. just to name a few. Well, Benny, here's the thing for you. Okay? It's a key word. I want you all to soak this key word up. Yeah? Disability Employment Advisor. What does it mean? Take the second word. Employment. That's a job. That pays for national insurance contribution, income tax, pension. Correct? Am I correct? Yes or no? No. This is one of many things. There's not just this, having a YouTube channel. I was watching something this morning, and I'll speak about it at 7 p.m. tonight, because I'm going to go live again. And this 7 p.m. is opportunities. That's your key word. Right, what we got? They aren't going to help you with the apps. James, what's your thoughts on? He's a good kid. I've met him several times. He's bigger than me. I mean, and he, like myself, James, is passionate. He's an ex ice hockey player, and that is one hell of a sport. Super fast. Right. Doing pulls and pips, whips. Why don't you scrap? Plans. Later this month, I'm going to speak to somebody that is an expert to do with benefits. That person has already looked at something, and I am within time frame. So that person is going to push the boat out. If everything happens the way I want, I will be coming up to St. James's Park, and there'll be 2 cars. The other car, the Ford Mondeo, will be auctioned. It will have all the bits done to it that needs doing. Full MOT, new tyres, new brakes, and the other bits I want, and then auctioned. And the money will go to West End Food Bank. There you go. Right, if you sign a goalkeeper, a centre back, left wing, alternative, backups for Hall and Livramento, can't wait till January window. I can see how permanently keeping. Here's the thing. Do you know when we got took over? In one of my videos, because we got took over by the Public Investment Fund. Yeah. Newcastle will never be relegated. It's just like the team, the other half of Manchester, the blue half. They won't ever get relegated. Even those in power at the Premier League, have turned round when people have said 115 charges, etc. Boot them out. Everybody wants them. So, and the fact that they've won title, duels. Listen, if I tell you something and you disagree, you're entitled to disagree. But if I tell you something, that's what will happen. You may not like it, but don't, say that what I'm saying is rubbish. Because if I'm telling you, that's what will happen. Take it or leave it. And that's all I'm saying on it. What's this one? Newcastle to the Sunday League. Are you dreaming of Newcastle to the Sunday League, Dragon? Are you dreaming of Newcastle being in the Sunday League? Because the chances of Newcastle United playing in the Sunday League, wow, that's staggering. I'm at Chelsea. Yeah, okay. Don't know. Couldn't tell you. Are you talking about your ground in London? You want to expand a little bit? Yeah, we'll talk about that at 7 o'clock at night, because there is, this. It's like being, in a way, the way a lot of people do the same thing. It's like you are just landing on the beaches of Normandy, and there's bombs and all around, gunfire and everything else just going crisscross. So we'll talk about that at 7 o'clock at night. Because one thing you've got to understand is this. Oh, I'll speak about it at 7 o'clock. It's easier. Not really. Geordie's talk from there. We're brought up to talk from there. So, I have many, many songs. One of the examples, Dan Burn, Carabao Cup final, Why I, Bonnie Lad. Another example, Are You Brave Enough? That states, are you brave enough to play in front of 52,300 and show the crowd what you can do? Just a few examples. Would I release at Christmas? We're nowhere near Christmas, or I don't know. I honestly, no idea. what we got here? What happens with the studio for podcasts? Well, years and years ago, when I was thinking about that, I was coming up from the little tiny roundabout at South Gosforth on your way from Gosforth to Falling Ends. And I noticed a building. The building was next to a gigantic building, which I believe turned into B&Q or something along those lines. And this one was just to the side of it. And I thought that would be perfect to do as a studio. Paint the walls green or blue. It just didn't happen. Benny, there's a meeting. And I've already said this, and I'm going to repeat it just for Benny Harvey. Just for you. A disability employment. And employment's the key word. Advisor. Take that and run with it. When I've spoken to this person, I'll tell you. If that person turns around and goes, I'll tell you. Yeah, I'll tell you. Right, what was it? I don't even know Dragon. Not a clue. You should write a song to Eddie Howe. It's possible. Mm-hmm. 7 years. Right. Here's a time frame for you. I hope your maths is good. I hope it is good. Here's a time frame. November 22nd of 2022. A rule ceased. Okay? Where are we now? Right now. From that time to right now, where are we? Come on, I'm waiting. I'm waiting to see this in chat. Would you do a live? No. If I get the help I'm looking for to sort the car, yeah. Eddie Howe should have taken the England job. Why? But I understand his reasons for staying with you guys. He works wonders on... Yes, he does. Yes, he does. You're stuck with who? M-A-R-E. I'm going to guess this one. Is that the new guy at Chelsea? No, I could be wrong, but is that the new guy at Chelsea that you're saying you're stuck with? Oh. Wow, wait, man. Short Dragon can't count. 80 years? I've been walking the earth 58. Where did you get 60 from? 80 from. Where did you get that? Cope and Bennett, man. I'm bad with maths. Can you tell us? You're bad at maths? Wow, wait, man. I'm worse. You've been unemployed It's been 7 years. From 2022, November 22nd. I'm going to count. Yeah? Right. 2022, November. 2023. 2024. 2025. I count 4. So, Dragon, wow, you're in you're in the next county over with your 80 years, and Benny Harvey saying 7. I was a full-time carer. I was getting paid by the government on top of universal credit because a beautiful lady who attends Newcastle United games, and she got me the extra benefit. What we got here? Condensing much, wouldn't you say? What happened 8 years ago? You tell me. I wasn't even a thought in my parents' eye. Even if my mum was still alive, she'd be 1 going on 2. Far too young. You set up what? You set up go from asking for money. No. Morning, CJH. Was it 6 million or closer to a reasonable number? Huh? That doesn't even make sense. Wow. Oh, man. So, we've covered a lot of bit about the club. Really, a lot. What I'd like to see as we push forward to 25-26 season, August, I think it's the 17th, I think. What I want to see is this. CJ, Hitch, yeah. Would you do a camping video? I have been camping, but I'm looking at some point getting one of those, what do they call them? A large vehicle where you can drive, park up, and then you can cook your dinner and everything else within the same thing. All right. A lot of things happen in time. Many things. So, yeah. On a scale of 1 to 10, how angry were you with how? The only thing I was angry with, one thing, just one tiny thing, and it wasn't how. It was a referee. The referee for the game where we had played PSG at St James's Park and there was a return leg. That referee who gave the handball to Tino Livramento ball is blasted at you. You meant to do a move. If, player's right next to you, like 4 foot away from you, and he's blasting the ball at you, you need to have Matrix style to miss the ball. And Tino's a good player, but he ain't that good. Possible. I don't know, Benny. There's a lot of things have happened over the years. Do you like any other sports? Rugby. I was big, huge for Newcastle Falcons at Kingston Park. South stand. That's where the noise is. It's like at St James's Park. The noise starts east corner, next to where the strawberry is. And that's where the noise starts, and it just straight round the St James's. Right, what we got? Have you the build? Nope. Would you do any travel vlogs overseas? Yes, I would. Newcastle, next season. Get the passport. Fly to wherever. And then, if I've got a ticket, go in, watch the match, and do a live there. So yeah, I would. I'm glad Tino and Hall have. Yeah, both of those players are extremely talented. The problem is with Chelsea, their previous club, blowing massive, astronomical wages on this, that, and the other. Apart from that, second problem, you don't like what your manager's done in any given season, the door, new one comes in. Players think to themselves, what the heck is going on? And doing 8-year contracts. Newcastle did an 8-year contract with one person, Alan Pardew. And we found out ages after that, I think it was 1 or 2, 3 seasons after that, he owed money to the owner. Casino. It is what it is, though. What are you going to buy with your 70p? What can you buy? Out. You can't buy out. So it's just piggy bank. Okay. 1 hour, 24 minutes. See you all 7 p.m. Enjoy the good weather if you have clear skies. Tonight is potential. That's a key word. So have a wonderful day. See you all soon.